All right, good day and welcome back to the channel. Today we got something very different, very exciting, totally keto and super easy. There's only 2 ingredients that you really need for this. We're gonna add a couple of more, but we're making keto rolls using powdered butter and an egg. That's it. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now, let's get ready and make some dinner. Next step in the process, fry up some of this pepperoni. Doesn't take long. Start preheating the oven. So this process of crisping up the pepperoni doesn't take long. It's not a large amount of stuff that needs to be fried, but it changes the flavor a bit and changes the texture. So it sort of tones down that sort of sharp pepperoni type flavor. I enjoy this a great deal. You could just toss it, the regular old pepperoni diced up into little bits, into your batter, or not. It's totally up to you. You could add whatever you want. I'm also going to add some additional seasonings, but we'll get to those in a minute. But first, let's fry these guys up. All right, so what we're going to do first is make the batter. And I'm calling it a batter because I'm not sure what else to call it, but all it is 1 cup of powdered butter and an egg, and that's it. So let's go. So powdered butter is amazing. It's this ingredient that you think should not be available in powdered form, and how the heck could this possibly be keto? Don't they have to add something to it to make it be a powder? And the answer is no. The way that they make the powdered butter is by taking regular butter, melting it, and spraying it into a very hot chamber so that all the other stuff evaporates aside from this that's left over. So that's it. This is what it looks like before you mix it. It's just this little bit of powdery stuff plus an egg, and after you whip it around for a while or just mix it, it eventually forms a batter. And this serves as the base. I mean, you could once this is all mixed together, everything's incorporated, you could then drop this onto a sheet pan, bake it in the oven at 350 for about 15-20 minutes until it's done, and it would come out as a roll. Not exactly sure what to call it. It's kind of between a roll and something else. It doesn't have the same sort of exterior texture that you would get from something that was made with wheat, but it works. And I think it works great as a carrier for other things. So, what is that carrier going to be for me today? Well, that carrier is going to consist of some pepperoni, just regular old, whatever you get at the deli pepperoni, and some Cooper sharp cheese. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute the pepperoni. And I'm going to add that and whatever oil comes out from the pan from cooking the pepperoni into this mix along with the cheese and produce little wonderful bites of bready, pepperoni, cheesy goodness. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. All right, we're now at the point where we can mix everything together and get stuff into the oven. So this stuff is super crumbly and super sticky, you can imagine, because of what the ingredients are. So I think it's a little bit easier to work with after you chill it. So I made this batter and put it in the fridge just to help it keep set up as much as possible. So now this is just a couple of ounces of Cooper Sharp cheese that were slices, that was broken down into small pieces. Adding those. I'm going to add just a little bit of Badia's complete seasoning. It's totally optional, you don't have to do this. A little bit of garlic powder. Just a tiny amount. And just a tiny amount of onion powder as well, just to help accentuate those savory notes. And now the last ingredient is this fried up pepperoni. This is what it looks like after you get done sauteing it just for a couple of minutes. And I dumped everything from the pan into this bowl to cool off because I want to get that flavor. The oil that comes out from cooking the pepperoni has a huge amount of flavor, and I want to capture all that and get it mixed in. And there we go. That's that. Oops. So what I'm going to do now is mix it all together as best as possible. Again, this isn't a traditional batter. It's not very loose, but the pieces, the chunks, the sticky parts can get folded together and distributed pretty uniformly, pretty quickly. And this is what you're left with afterwards. Doesn't look like much, but it tastes pretty darn good. And it does an amazing job of providing that bread-like feel. It's not bread, but it works as a substitute when you're having a craving. And if you're maintaining a keto lifestyle, sometimes it's hard to avoid those cravings. So that's where this falls for me. So I think one of the things that I've been doing is taking a bit of the batter, rolling it to make a little pile of stuff, and baking those for about, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes until it's golden brown and delicious. Give a little bit of space because they are going to spread out a little bit, but this is the ratio of 1 cup of the butter powder to the egg doesn't make a lot of anything, right? It's only basically a little over a cup, so it's just not a lot of stuff. But it'll make several of these delicious little pepperoni cheesy balls, which are so yummy. Try and make them about the same size. Let's offset these a little bit. Try and get a few more on here without them touching as they're baking. Chilling the batter definitely helps in order to be able to handle it. Otherwise, it just is very, very sticky, which is why I got out the gloves. I only have a little bit left of this batter, so let me find one of these guys that's a little bit smaller than the others, make them a little bit larger than the others. Make sure you spread them out, make sure there's plenty of room, and that's it. Toss these guys into a 350 preheated oven for about 15-20 minutes. And we'll see. By the way, while these are in the oven getting yummy and delicious, shout out to Cary Kelly on X. I'll put his X handle in the video description below. He's the guy that came up with this general idea of using powdered butter or powdered cream plus an egg to make things that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to make keto or even carnivore. So shout out to Cary Kelly. All right, we're back. It's been about 22 minutes or so, and I just checked. I think these guys are ready. Let's take a look. Oh, man, they look awesome. Right out of the oven. Man, these smell terrific. They look amazing. That guy looks a little flat, unfortunately. Just gonna try and move these off their spot a little bit, make sure they're not sticking. Because of when I put down parchment, keep the cleanup to a minimum, but they are sliding. Let's see if this guy is. Yeah. This guy, I guess he had some cheese on the bottom. It's almost making like a frico. So I'm going to let these guys chill for just another minute or so. I wanted to give you a shot of what they look like coming out of the oven. It smells amazing. It's very cheesy, very buttery, very pepperoni-y, whatever that verb is or descriptor is. These need a couple of minutes to just sort of cool off so that I don't burn my face off, and to help them sort of set up their structure a little bit more. But we're going to enjoy these in just a moment. Can't wait. Look at these little guys. They are awesome. I may have let them go in the oven a little bit too long. There's a little bit extra caramelization on the bottom. It's not terrible, but it's dark. So if you don't want your the bottoms of your buns to be a little extra crispy, take them out a little bit beforehand. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this guy. The Frico-like guy. You can see, I don't know if you can see, the camera's going to focus on that, but you can almost see inside the roll or the muffin or whatever the heck this is. You can see that there's some melty cheese there. Can't wait. That Frico-like edge is yummy. Roll itself, very tasty, very savory, not surprising. But you could make this into something sweet if you wanted to. In fact, I'm probably going to do that later this week. Now that I got the big can of the powdered butter, yummy. You saw what I did. It's just the base is 2 ingredients, but you can add to it. That's one of the great things about this. It's kind of a blank canvas to make it into whatever it is that you want. In this case, a little pepperoni, a little cheese, a little extra seasoning, yummy. And that's what the interior looks like. Little bits of pepperoni and melty cheese and that crisp, cheesy edge is really, really nice. Man, these are tasty. Give it a shot. Let me know what you guys do and what you think. Thanks to Cary Kelly for the inspiration, and thanks to you guys for watching. Cheers.